This is where things get interesting when we talk about digital marketing. We can't talk about digital marketing without talking about content development and distribution, because that is what it's all about. It doesn't matter which content you're using to reach your target audiences. Are you using graphics? Are you using videos, blogs, newsletters, anything that you're using to reach the right people or the right target audience on the right platform and at the right time? That is what I want us to look about today, and let's get started. Hello, my great people. How are you doing? It has been long. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're pushing well with your businesses, and I believe everyone is making things happen wherever they are. My name is Najma. I'm a PR and communication specialist and brand consultant. For the last 5 years, I've been working as a digital marketing strategist as well. And today, I want us to talk about content. I want us to talk about content development, content distribution, everything to do with content. When you hear of content, when you talk of digital marketing, when you talk of everything to do with marketing for your products, for your services, for your brand, you can do it without content, because that is the only way you can get the message to send out to your target audiences, and the only way to reach your target audience is through content development and content distribution. And I've had this question in my line of duty. I've had so many people asking about which content is the best, which content can I use to convert my audience to actual customers. There is no magic in this, and good content is good content and bad one is bad one, because there's so many things that you need to put in place for you to do some to create good content. If you're doing videos, if you're doing visuals, if you're doing blogs or anything that you want to use to send your message out, that is what you call content. So lately, we have had so many things happening in the digital space. There is a lot happening, and the way people are consuming content has changed. It has changed a lot, and we used to worry about algorithm, and to be honest, right now it doesn't even matter much, because there's so many other factors that are being considered. Most platforms right now are looking at how engaging your content is, how educative it is, how inspirational it is, for them to suggest that content to your different target audiences. And not every content works for every platform, and not every content works for every day. We have let's say the active days of the week, Monday to Friday. We have different types of content being shared every day, and you have to categorize your content appropriately for you to reach your target audiences at the right time, at the right place, and with the right message. If you're talking about your business, you can't talk about your products and your services every day, because at the end of the day, you have to put in mind that it's not all about you, the service provider, or the seller of that product. It's about your target audiences. It's about what you're giving to them. That is what will determine if they are able to they will get some interest to buy your products or your services. That content, the message you're giving to them, how you're doing it, the method you're using it, the way they receive that message, it will determine if they will be able to buy your products or your services. And the factor you have to consider, number one, is creativity. How creative are you? When it comes to things like graphic design and everything to do with visuals, how creative are you? Are your visuals eye-catching enough to reach or to draw attention of your target audiences and make them get the interest of buying your products and your services. Because when you consider the first 2 seconds when someone comes across your content on social media, is it on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, TikTok, anywhere, the first 2 seconds determines if they will continue reading what you've written, or they will continue looking at it. And that, as the longer they continue looking at it, they will come to find your call to action. And if it's about calling you, if it's about texting you, they will take that action. But the first 2 seconds determines if they will continue looking at your content. So when you are developing your content, it's very important you make, if you're using visuals, if you're using videos, you have to ensure that your visuals are of high quality, and they're high catching. Make good use of colors, make good use of fonts, and ensure that you mix them well in a way that your content would be boring. So when someone comes across your content, they will be like, oh wow, this is nice. Who are these people? Where are they located? What are they selling? And they can even save your content to get back to you later. So when you're doing your content, ensure that your visuals comes out well, they are high catching, the message is well displayed, and someone doesn't struggle to read what you've written. Don't make them so congested as well, so that someone will spend a lot of time struggling to see what you've written, struggling to know what is it that you've written, what are you trying to talk about. No one has that time. Everyone is busy running up and down. So you have to capture the attention of your target audience with the first 2 seconds. Okay. The other key factor is consistency. And if you are my follower, you've realized that I talk about consistency more often, because without consistency, your target audiences will not be able to hear from you. They will not be able to get any updates from your hand, and that is the only way to keep them following you. If they don't have anything they're not getting anything from you, then they don't have any business with your platforms. They will either unfollow you, or they just become dormant followers. So consistency is key for your brand messaging. Consistency is key for your digital marketing. Consistency is key for your business growth. When I'm talking of consistency, it's about how often are you giving your content, your target audience, good content. How often are you communicating with them? How often are you engaging with them? How are you giving them the opportunity to even hear from you, get to know what you're selling, what's new from your hand, which offers do you have? If you don't maintain that consistency, then you will lose it as a business person, because out of sight, out of mind. People will not remember you, people will not talk about you. And I always look at some of the big brands. I won't mention names, in the world. You keep on seeing them. You keep on seeing them every day, and the reason why you keep on seeing them is not because they want you to buy their products, because you already buy their products. So they just need to maintain the relevancy. They need to maintain that relevancy. They need to remain relevant in their industry. They need to remain engaging their target audiences. They don't want their audience to forget about them, because if like for a month you don't talk about your brand, or even a week, your target audiences will be like, oh wow, do these guys still exist? Are they still selling their products? Are they still selling their services? So it's up to you to ensure that you maintain consistency with your content. Reach out to your target audiences more often. Ensure that you give them value content. The value, if you give value, you get back. You receive the value back. And with the digital space, the more value you give, the more value you receive. So that's why I've said, when you're sending your content to your target audience, don't make it all about you or your services or your products. let it be about your audience. Let it be about them, because you already know what you're selling, and it will not be useful to you if it is not useful to your target audiences, because they have to buy it for you to make money. So if you're talking about it too much and you're not considering your target audience, then you will also be losing it. So don't make your content all about your products, all about your services. You have, as I mentioned earlier, you have to categorize your content in different categories. We have educative content, we have informative content, we have motivational content, we have humor, and then now we have your products and services. You have to divide that content within your content calendar or your schedule in a way that you will give different content for different days, so that you keep your target audiences engaged, and you give them the reasons why they should stick with you. Give them tips, give them how-to infos on how to achieve different goals and to do different things. You don't need to keep on telling them about your products and your services. It will get boring at some point, and most of them will run away from your brand. So you have to divide your content in a way that you reach your target audiences more often with the different types of content, and you give them value for you to get back value. The other thing I would love to talk about is knowing your audience. You need to know your audience. You need to know who you are communicating with. You don't just send content out there without knowing who you're talking to. And that's why you should have a good marketing strategy, whereby you will know your objectives, you will know your target audiences, you will know what to give them, when, where, and how in terms of content. If you don't know your target audience, then you are talking to nobody. You need to do your research. You need to look into your industry. What are you offering? What are you selling? Who are you targeting? Who is the right target audience for you? Because you need these people to resonate with your content, to resonate with your brand, to see more about your products and your services, so that eventually they can purchase or refer people to buy from your business. So if you don't know your target audience, then what you're doing is totally zero work, because it's like you're talking to no one. You can't talk to everybody. You can't talk to everyone in the digital space. You have to identify your target audience. You have to know, who are these people, where are they, what are their interests, what are they looking for, how can I reach them, what content do they need to hear from me. So those are all things that you need to put in place for you to determine the right target audience for your content, for your products, and all your services. So before you start even creating that content, you need to know who you're creating it for. You need to know who you're targeting. You need to know where to get them, how to get them. We have so many platforms here in the digital space whereby you can market your brand, you can market your products and your services, but these platforms are determined by the audience you're focusing on, the audience you're targeting. There are some audiences you won't find them on Facebook, you will find them on LinkedIn. Others you won't find them on Instagram, you will find them on TikTok, and that's how it works. You have to know where to find your target audience, so that you spend much of your time there creating content, talking to them, educating them about your products and your services, giving them value, so that you can get back the value. So guys, I think up to that point, we are good to go. I know we can't talk about everything in one day, and what I need to say is we will continue looking at this, we will continue talking about it, and the more we talk about it, the more we get more enlightened, and the more we get to do the right thing in terms of content development and content distribution, because every day things are changing. The way we used to share content back in maybe 2 years ago is not the same way we are doing it today. So guys, I think up to that point, you have grabbed one or two insights or points that will guide you or will help you with your journey of content development and distribution for your products, for your services, and even for your clients. Maybe you're a digital marketer and you're working with different companies. You need to give them the best. You need to know what to give them. You need to know how to target their target audiences. You know, if you're representing their brands, like I do, I work with the different organizations in running their digital marketing, in marketing their products and services online. So if you're doing the same, you need to give the best to your clients. You need to give them the right strategy. You need to know how to work with them, how to reach their target audiences, and for them to get value also for their money. Because you know, if they're paying for the services, then they need to get the value back. And I believe you're good at that point. Thank you so much for keeping it here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I believe that you've gotten some value. As I've said, we can't talk about everything in one day, but we will continue looking into this topic and many others as far as digital marketing, as far as brand management, content development, and distribution is concerned. So I wish you all the best with your journey. I wish you all the best in whatever you're doing, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And please, if you have not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing so that we can continue growing together and taking our brands from one level to the other. So until next time, I love you all. Bye bye.